Welcome, everybody, to another fire edition of On My Bull. Once again, I'm your host, John J. And with me, as always, is the great D Snow from the Go. D Snow, holla at him.
Southside, stand up. Y'all know what it is. We in the building once again. Hey, On My Bull, man. How you doing, baby? Happy New Year.
Man, thank you. I'm doing great, man. These Bulls, they looking like who they supposed to be, man. A lot to talk about, man.
Cardiac kids is what we are right now.
Man, you can say that again. We constantly being tested on these close games. But ladies and gentlemen, before we get into this here upcoming fire, please give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a share, and go ahead and get down in these comments and holler at us. Talk to us. Tell us what you're thinking about these here Shy Bulls and what we've been going through lately.
Please, hey, don't forget, it's free for you guys to like what we're doing. And we just, having a little fun with y'all and bringing perspective to this crazy energy-filled Bull season, man. It's been nothing but drama, suspense, and action, and that's the way I like it, man.
Yes, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, just a disclaimer right now, it is Saturday, January 7th, and yes, I know there is a game this evening against the Utah Jazz. We won't be able to review that this week because it's happening post this recording. The show might come out after the game, so if it's worth talking about, we'll get into it in the next episode. No doubt. We got some fire to talk about right now. And let's start off with Zach Lavine's performance in the last game against the Philadelphia 76ers, ending a losing streak. 11 threes, 11 for 13 for Zach. How about that performance last night?
I know it felt good for us to both pick them to finally beat Philly and them actually do it.
Yeah. I hated that Joel didn't play, though. I wanted us to get that in that streak. But
it does matter when he's out there, as we both know. But
still a good win.
I still think no matter what, who would have been out there, nobody was stopping Zach from unloading and unleashing that bomb of bombs that he was dropping on them in Philly. Like, my man came to play. He bought his bag out. He dug in that thing, and he started letting – hey, Zach is finally starting to be the player that I envisioned him to be. I always envisioned him to be in that Michael Jordan, Kobe, D-Wade type of vibe. And it feels good to see my man Zach finally just, roaring back and letting it go and playing without any reserves. Like, you can hear all this chit-chat you're hearing, but man, Zach is shutting up all of the naysayers right now.
Yeah, without a doubt. We always knew skill-wise, he's probably one of the 3-4 best guards in the league.
Facts. Big facts.
So, yeah, we've been expecting this. The performance is starting to meet the bag. Let me read you a couple stats, man, that had me like, wow, with all of the history that we have in Chicago.
I like stats.
Zach Lavine is the only Bulls player ever to have a 10 3-point game. 10 threes in a game. Zach Lavine has done it 3 times.
So Ben Gordon? Never?
Nope.
Man, I thought maybe that name would be there because he was a prolific shooter. That's big, man.
Yes,
I mean, from what I saw, Steph Curry's the only player to ever hit 3 in a game, right? He's in that rare air.
Perfect segue, because stat number 2, Zach Lavine joins Steph Curry as the only players to ever shoot 11 threes in a game.
Yeah, that's rare air, man. And you know what?
I'm sorry, let me correct that.
Okay.
Not 11 threes. 11 threes at 80%. The 2 players to ever shoot 11 threes.
He was on fire, though, bro.
Percent.
Hey, you could tell when a dude is on fire by how it's going in the basket. If it's like ricocheting or kind of hitting, and that thing is just splash, splash, splash. That's those days when the rim looked like an ocean. Any basketball player, any dude that's ever played ball, man, professionally, just unprofessionally with the homies at the Y. Hey, you know that feeling, man. You know that feeling when it don't matter, man. When I let that thing go, y'all eating every single one, and it's gonna touch the bottom of the net. And that was Zach the other night, man. And you texted me too. Hey,
In
you
fact,
text me
Zach
like that.
said,
Hey, you like Zach on one.
yeah. In fact, that you mentioned that ocean comment, Zach said it in this post game. It
Hey, it's
felt like I
facts,
was shooting in
man.
the ocean. Yeah.
And any hooper gonna tell you, man, that feeling is weird, bro. It's weird. Like it's like it's like it don't matter how you throw it up, it's going in. It's the craziest feeling, and that's what Zach was. Zach was in that zone, man.
Yeah. Amazing performance by Zach. 8 for 8 in the third quarter, something like that. Like it was ridiculous. Like that was a display. That was a legit display.
And third quarter's been killing us this season. That's been a quarter where we don't play well. And it felt good to see the other leader of our team because DeMar's been on kind of a cold streak lately where he hasn't been, being super DeMar like he's been being in the beginning of the season. So it's exciting to see Zach not only own up to that bag, but own up to his position as that, as the other guy on his team. Every team has their pair these days, and that's ours. And it's important for them to play well for us to be successful.
Yeah, and speaking of pair, the third quarter last night was the first time since 96 or 97. Forgive me if I'm wrong. It's one of those two. That the Bulls have had a duo score at least 15 in the quarter. Zach Lavine and Pat Williams both did it in the third quarter yesterday. So that was another amazing
that's a nice
feat.
little segue right
We talking about not since Mike and Scotty.
Hey, and we've been tough on Pat Will. And it feels good to see Pat Will compliment these guys' games. Whenever DeMar has a great game, Pat Will is complimenting him now. And now the same thing with Zach. And I really think that through the losses and the wins right now, we are starting to gel and find an identity, what we didn't have in the beginning of the season. We're starting to actually play some defense. We're starting to actually play well together. I mean, one of the big things I talk about lately is just like seeing these guys shoot with not only consistency, but with confidence. That's the thing that was missing from Zach and from Pat. Zach could get the ball and dribble 2 or 3 times and then take a shot. Now he's pulling up in rhythm, taking those nice, clean shots, and it's helping the other guys. And it's just rolling downhill where we're seeing a lot of guys playing well. And it's exciting, man. I'm happy for Zach because I'm tired of all of these rumors, people saying he don't want to be here. Every time you get a rumor, he come out and he go crazy. So you can't tell me that he's auditioning for the other team. No, he's proven that this is where he wants to be.
Yeah, and Stacey King said it over and over again at that game. Zach is one of the best catch and shoot players in the entire NBA.
Facts, man.
So when you let him, when you get the ball out of his hands, but you hit him on that catch and shoot, it's money. And I hope that Billy Donovan picks up on that and gives us more of that for the rest of the season. And while we own this game, because I don't want to forget about it and move on to the next. Vooch had an amazing performance. 19 points, 18 rebounds, and 10 assists. A triple-double. Almost a 20-20 triple-double for Vooch.
And I've been talking about, man, Vooch is finally starting to play key defensive moments down the stretch. You ain't got to play defense all game. I know it's not easy. Points in the league is up like crazy. So I'm not expecting you to go out there and give me 5 blocks a game. Be a defensive presence.
But he had 2 blocks. Yeah.
And that's the thing he's doing for us now. He's fouling people in those key moments, making them go to the free throw line, or he's getting blocks. That's all we ask for a big guy. Because and that's, man, hey, shout out to Vooch, man, because I ride you hard. I give you a lot of slack, a lot of flack, but not slack, but flack. I'll be on your ass.
No, for real.
I have to switch that. That's a different word, and it's the truth.
No doubt.
So I'm going to give you some slack this week, because, hey, you have been stepping up, being a big guy down in the middle, what we need. And that's important to our team for him to play better because we were both ready to ship him out of town. So as long as he's going to step up and give us some defense to go with those numbers, we're going to be all right.
Yeah. Giving them some slack on giving them some flack.
You heard?
So, but yeah, I'm with you. We was tough on Vooch, man. He was pissing me off to start the year. He had me feeling a certain type of way about his defense. No, but like I said, when he's engaged on the offensive side, he's engaged on the defensive side. And they've done a good job of late to get him the ball on the inside and let him make the plays.
Yeah. Playing inside and out, bro. We need that inside out play.
Yeah, without Lonzo, he's probably in the best position to make plays.
Bro, it's so important to play that way because like we talked about before, he's a banger. He has a big body. He got the weight on him. The man has a nice, clean, sweet little jump hook. He's got a nice little drop step. He has nice footwork when it comes to offense. So why not utilize some of that?
And
then what's that gonna?
And he's not laying at the 3-point line.
Man, bro, he's taking way less threes
shots
now.
But he's taking good shots in rotation.
Yes.
So I like it. He's using it.
Everything you're saying is the stuff I was complaining about with him. Remember, I was on his ass about those situations. Man, you're shooting too many threes. You're not playing down low. Now, man, he catch that thing down low, couple of dribbles, couple of moves. It's a bucket, bro. I'm talking. It's amazing. I'm going to look into that so I can see what's his 2-point shooting percentage. Because man, in the paint. Because man, when he gets it down there, man, he's actually virtually unstoppable. Man, he had some great moves down low. You know, and we're utilizing that. And that's another person who, as we was on that, we've been giving a break. Billy is starting to really show me he's coaching now. He's starting to show me why maybe he is earning a reason to be around a little longer. You know, because I'm seeing things being different. I'm not seeing the same thing I was complaining about. You know, and that's what matters as a fan and as a team.
Yeah. The tank talk is starting to die down, and the big three
still in the back of my mind though.
People still talk about it, but it's dying down a little bit.
I still have wet dreams. Pause of Wemby in the Windy City.
The Wemby City. That's got a nice ring to it. I ain't gonna lie.
The Wemby City.
Yeah. That's got a nice ring. I ain't gonna lie.
Like you say, at the end of the day, I would rather stay relevant. I want to play well. I do want to be in the playoffs. I do want to be talked about. I don't want to go back to being the baby Bulls, being the Bulls that didn't win, that were horrible. I don't want to go through that again. That sucks. You know, so I mean, on one side I feel one way, but on the other side, I'm gonna keep my foot in the pot as long as it's cooking.
Yeah, no doubt. So shout out to those guys for that amazing performance yesterday and finally beating the Sixers.
Yes,
hopefully we can beat them with Embiid next time we see them. So, moving on. Since the Minnesota game and the famous dust up between the Bulls players, these guys have been playing some really good basketball. D. Snow, talk about the changes that you've seen in these Bulls since that game.
I mean, we harped on this last episode, man. We are seeing what we expected from the Bulls. That's tough play, our big guys doing their thing, and the bench playing well. Caruso doing his thing, Drummond doing his thing. The other guy, like, my problem was that it seemed like we weren't getting good decisions made from the coach or by the players on the floor. You know, I was seeing just erratic shooting. I was seeing bad mistakes, turnovers. We were always down early in the first quarter, second quarter. We're down about 20 points going into the fourth quarter. We're always fighting to come back. And that's not how you win games. That's not how you be a productive team. People don't understand the energy it takes to come back. And that's what we were. And now we're leading in the first quarter. We're leading to going into halftime. You know, we're making other teams fight back against us. We're on the offensive instead of the defensive. That matters in basketball. Baseball and football being down doesn't mean anything. In basketball, man, people come back from 25 all the time, but once you come back, man, you didn't spend so much energy. You know, so it's so important for us to stay consistent, and that's what we're seeing. As well as, man, we have seen the emergence of Pat Williams, the guy who, we were really ready to ship him out of town because we didn't know if he was going to do it. And I'm being honest with you, I still see sometimes when he shoots the ball that he's still not super confident to just catch it and go right up. You know, he's still a little hesitant. But I saw a report the other day where they like, man, we're going to kick his ass if he don't shoot. Hey, they own him.
You know what I like about Pat? Even sometimes he will take the most absurd dunk opportunities, whether it's going or not. But Pat is trying to catch a body at all times. I love to see that aggressiveness.
Said this last week, man. Hey, he's mini Kawhi, bro. He baby Kawhi. I ain't never seen nobody that we could say is on even that dude is baby Kawhi. He got the hands, he got that game, and he has those surprise ups where you don't think he can get up there. Then all of a sudden you look at his elbow. I mean, and that's what a couple of dunks he missed. He's trying to dunk it too hard, like you said. Yeah. If he just put it down, I think but I think it's coming. I think it's a few bodies coming for Pat Williams because they have to run out on that 3-point shot now because he's starting to drop that. He's starting to hit his little jump shot. So now that they got to run out, now he coming to the cup. And he's a great passer. Like, man, I'm so happy that we didn't, you know, go ahead and ship him out, that we waited on him. Because like what I talked about before, we see that so much with Chicago. where we have all of this great talent we draft, and then they leave us, and then they go flourish other places. And Pat Williams has a chance to really be a decent player in the league, man. And we're seeing not only flashes, but we're seeing consistency now. And that's all we've been waiting on, man. And that's mattering. That matters when it comes to why we are better right now,
100%. That, and also Kobe is playing some really good defense late in games. The shot is not always falling, but he's hitting key shots and getting key stops.
There we go.
Kobe is on the floor.
Word. Key.
He is now on the floor in the fourth quarter. Beginning of the season, he wasn't nowhere near the floor in the fourth quarter.
Get so his flowers, man. Come on,
big improvement,
Kobe, man. All this time, give it to him. I'm listening.
I'm not gonna gloat because I get it. He gave us reasons to be concerned about him, but he's starting to work in the flow of the offense right now, and I couldn't be more proud. I'm happy what I'm seeing from Kobe and Pat.
Guess why we're seeing such great play out of those guys? They're playing.
Yeah.
Minutes matter, man.
Yeah, it's hard to develop from sitting.
Even if you out there just, man, blowing your load and making mistakes and we laughing at you, bro. Yeah. It matters to get this out your system. You know what I take it at? I remember Kyle Kuzma was the joke of the NBA a couple of years ago. People joked on this guy constantly because he was just so over-aggressive and he would make mistakes. But, man, Kyle Kuzma is starting to really turn into he's in that way too early ranked MVP, not MVP, but all-star, for forwards. And this shows you what playing in a comfortable space and with the right team does for you. And that's what we got with those guys, And another guy who we haven't been getting a lot, we do get a lot of love, but we haven't gave enough. Ayo is quietly having a great season for us, man. Not including a game-winning shot and getting, mauled by your team.
Game-winning shot, really good defense. He steps up against those top guards.
Got a couple of nice tip dunks recently that I was just astonished by. Hey, little Ayo, that little guy, he packs a punch, man. And I'm just excited what I've been seeing, And that's why I said this. I contributed to not only the players playing better, but coach making the right decisions, putting them in the right situations, where they get a chance to, either make it or break it. That's the only way you're going to get better. You got to get put in those situations. If you don't get those, you'll never know what it feels like when it's time.
Yeah, without a doubt. And last week you had mentioned something when we talked about potential our Bulls resolutions. You had brought up D Rose. I think Ayo is the person D Rose would help the most.
Oh man,
I would love to see, even if D Rose don't get the minutes, him in Ayo's ear, that will help his development tremendously.
Man. That would be magic right there. You're talking about passing up the guards of one Chicago kid to another and being great point guards where Ayo actually loves D Rose and has followed him his whole life. Where, D Rose still has something in the tank, and I think at this point in his career, he is look at Quickly. Hey, the last couple of years, Quickly has came into his own, and that's one of the things they've said has been one of the reasons, and that's Derrick Rose in his ear and giving him pointers, and you can see it in his game, and I really think that on this latter part of Derrick Rose's career, he has that in him, and if you watch any interviews with him when he talks, he actually wants to be that guy, and that's why I think it's going to be it will be important for us to take a fly and get that guy in town, see what it would take, because I have seen the Knicks have been starting to play him again lately, but he doesn't really factor into what they're doing out there. And I would love to see him with us to, like you said, help mentor our young guards that aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, when Ayo puts his head down and runs that break, it kind of reminds you of D Rose. Like, yep, we know where he's going and no one's going to stop him.
That's facts. I love it, man.
So, yeah, I think that'll be awesome for the kid. I'm all for that. Moving right along. We talked about how rough this week was going to be with these playoff teams. And the Bulls have looked good during it. But one downside is we had a back-to-back losses against the Cavs. Controversial losses in which the NBA came out later for both of those games saying that the refs missed major calls that would have won the game for the Bulls. So talk about those games and also that one magical performance against Cleveland by that one guy on that side.
That was just utterly ridiculous, man, if you ask me. The biggest problem I got about that night is how many free throws that Donovan Mitchell shot. Like, goodness gracious, great balls of fire. I mean, what are we doing in the NBA where we giving out 30 free throws to one player? Like, come on. Especially when we're seeing nights when guys deserve calls that don't get them. You know, between the traveling, calls that they're calling that they haven't called in the last 20 years. I don't know who lit that match. But between that and the free throws that we're seeing, I see Trae Young get away with it. It's ridiculous how many free throws they're giving these guys at the guard position.
Yeah.
And it's just my biggest problem with the NBA this year has been the refs. It's like the refs want to be known or something. This isn't the WWE. I don't
100%.
understand why y'all care about us knowing your name, who you are, and why you here. I shouldn't know anything
100%.
about you. It doesn't matter. I don't get that.
It's been about, I want to say 4 or 5 games this year where the league has come out and say, yeah, my bad, the refs messed up that play. All Bulls games. It's like they got a vendetta against us right now. What the hell is going on? That record should be so much better.
I mean, the man shot 25 free throws that night. Yes, he did shoot 22 or 34 from the field, which is outrageous. I mean, I feel like this at the end of the day. I'm the type of old school coach that once he got 50, we running at him with 3 guys. Somebody else is going to beat us. Sorry.
Yeah, they made it way too easy for him.
Sorry, coach. Now, and I'm not going to hold that over coach's head because we do have DeMar DeRozan. We have Zach Lavine. We have Javonte Green. We have some guards that play defense that should have been able to at least slow him down. So, hey, I understand that because they probably was like, nah, I understand how that goes, coach to play. Give him the space.
Coach can't guard.
Coach can't guard, but as a coach, I got somebody. I mean, when you look down the list, man, Jared Allen had 21 that night. Besides that, LeVert had 10. Kevin Love had 12. Oh, no. Osman had 19 too. But that was off the bench, but somebody else got to beat me, man. There's no way that you getting 70, and we saw that even with the Phoenix Suns game when Booker was going crazy like that. And we started trying to run more people at him. And I'll never forget that video that was going around when he was just at like the Y or at LA Fitness and they were trying to double him. And he was like, man, y'all doubling? Like, we just having fun.
We're going to do that in a pickup game. Yeah,
hey, but
I remember that.
It didn't matter that night because, man, we were sending the kitchen sink at that boy and he still put up 50 3/4. Yeah. So, I mean, some of it goes to the refs and the horrible calls that they're making. But as the Bulls, man, 71 points by a guy that's never put up that type of number in the NBA is ridiculous, man. And some of it was overtime too, no doubt.
It was amazing.
We got to make somebody else beat us when it's like that. I'm sorry. That's just my philosophy on it. If somebody's going crazy like that, I'm not letting you do this. You're not gonna sit here and walk away and go make a Wilt Chamberlain picture on me after the game. Start showing your little 71. So that's just how you feel though. I mean, because I'm always old school on it.
It was an amazing performance. Just as a basketball fan and aficionado, I enjoyed the spectacle, but that game pissed me off so bad. Like you said, just the refs, the way that they've been calling these games. I mean, they called that lane violation on Caruso twice, back to back. But in the game when in play, they don't call it on on Donovan, and it was clear. And then they come out and mention it after the fact. That just, I'd rather them not
even. Like the mob or something.
I'd rather them not even admit to it.
That's how I feel like y'all the mob. Even though we know we were wrong, hey, it is what. No, it's not. Is what it is.
We fucked up, but y'all record still going.
That don't fly, man. That don't fly.
Yeah, I'm not feeling that. That angered me a lot. But I mean, it is what it is. You got to take it. And I mean, the Bulls did give up that lead. That was on them. Yeah.
It's a winnable game that we should have won. We should have won both games. We shouldn't put ourselves in a position where the refs can hurt us like that. Exactly. And that's important that doesn't continue to happen. We need to make sure that doesn't happen. But we are still going through that period where we're gelling and trying to figure out who. No matter what, man, every game is a good game in the NBA these days. I don't care who you're playing. Even the Detroit game's a tough game. So, you can't give the refs a chance to make decisions like that.
I've been noticing too when they get those bad calls, it gets in their head and the chemistry is off. They're out of it then.
Like you play, but you didn't play as much as I do, or even if, when it comes to, but like, bro, that's draining, bro. Like that messes with you, bro. Like, especially when you're doing your thing and you didn't mess up and they like, bro, that takes your energy out, bro. It's deflating real quick.
Yeah.
It deflates you real fast. And I mean, at the end of the day, they're professionals that get paid a king's ransom for a kid's game. So they need to keep it moving. But the league we're in now, these guys, they emotional. I mean, but that should not give me a tech. That's stupid to me. Now it's different if you, okay, boo boo, like that's different. Now somebody doing it with that type of energy, but just like, okay, like come on, man. The refs have too much power and they're using it too much, man. This kind of reminds me of jaywalking is illegal, bro. Stuff that we do in Chicago on a daily basis all over town is illegal. If the police wanted to, they could give all of us tickets every time we cross the street and we're not between those white lines. And that's what I'm looking at with the NBA and the crap they're doing lately. It needs to stop, man. It's taken away from the fun and the energy of one of the best basketball seasons we've ever had. And it's killing our team. Hey, go hurt somebody else.
No, for real.
like quit, we shouldn't have multiple games where y'all hurt us.
I seen a stat that said thus far out of all the teams in the league, the Bulls have had the absolute toughest schedule. We don't need that and the refs to contend with.
There you go. There you go. And that's just, hey, but let me tell you something, man. We're a blue collar city. We got it out the mud. This is what we do. We ain't never going back down from nothing. So what this is doing is sharpening our tool. It's making us tougher and stronger. And it's starting to even make me believe in the Bulls a little bit more because I'm seeing not only great play, but I'm seeing sometimes that it's not our fault where things are going awry. I mean, points up like crazy. I mean, they are giving away way too many fouls. They're calling way too many calls. This new delay to go check, oh yeah, that was a foul. Let's go see if it was a foul. Like, come on, man. Like, we all these delays in the game because the energy, it stops flow. It stops what's going on. So, I mean, at the end of the day, hey, we're still right there, and hey, if we can get Lonzo back like we talked about last week, we're gonna be right there where we need to be when it's time, and it's time to really get it on,
Yeah, absolutely. The one good thing about starting off with such a rough schedule is we got one of the easiest schedules the second half of the season. So
yeah,
we can get a run in and start rolling
utilize
downhill.
It though. That's the problem though. We playing good against the best teams. I know you got those stats in front of you. We playing against the best teams, and we bring out our A game. Then we play against Detroit and Minnesota and these guys, and it's like we can't get a win. So we have to find a way to be consistent against all teams. I think it's going to happen. I don't think this is going to be something that carries through the whole season, but it has to start now. We can't wait until March and April to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And good segue. Next topic is Bulls against these top teams. Against the top three teams in the East, the Bulls are 7-1. Now, I'm talking about the Boston Celtics, the Brooklyn Nets, and the Milwaukee Bucks. 7-1 against the top three teams in the East / NBA. I believe all three of those teams have the best records in the entire league. So yeah, just talk about that real quick. How the Bulls are stepping up to the high end competition.
It's because we are high end competition. I mean, we both picked the Bulls to be at least 4 or 5 this year when it comes to record. And we are a good team. We have chemistry. We have 2 of the top guards in the league. I mean, Zach is finally starting to play, and he's healthy. DeMar has been not only a godsend, but a miracle to this team because nobody saw. I mean, we both talked about this. Yes, you kind of said you kind of saw it coming. I didn't see him being this good.
Not this much. I thought when we first signed DeMar, I had in my head 23, 24 a night. And that was money. That was perfect.
But these 36, 44s, 38s, them nights is, and
better than I could have expected.
And the thing I love the most about him is that he brings it as a leader. Like, you don't see that all the time where, a guy comes out and he's playing ball and, he does well, but he's not a leader. He's just good at playing. He's a leader, and he's, putting the team on his back. He's vocal out there. He's pulling the troops together. The energy that's out there, it matters, man. We both know that when it comes to teams being great. I talk about this stuff every week about teams, what it takes for a team to be good or great. It's certain characteristics. It's certain things you look for. And that's one of them. And that's your leader, not only walking the walk, but talking the talk. You know what I'm saying? So, I love it, man. And it's really, really good because at the end of the day, Zach Lavine has a chance to be one of the greatest Bulls ever if we keep him. But we need DeMar to continue to just carry it for now. Carry it and let Zach get. Zach needs consistent games under his belt. The more and more we get consistent, we're gonna be fine. But I mean, man, beating the best teams is what matters. But like I just said a minute ago, we got to beat the worst teams too. And I love it though, man, because I think at the end of the day, what this does for us is when it is time to, get to the playoff, or even being in the playoffs, now we can actually say, hey, we beat y'all before. We've been there. It's not like, okay, now, we finally make it. Now we got to beat these guys. We beat y'all. We put y'all on the board. We got multiple W's against some of y'all. So I think that does help us when it comes time to really play in those moments.
Yeah. Without a doubt. So yeah, they've looked great against these top tier teams.
Great.
The trade deadline is quickly approaching. Last week we talked about a few names in our Bulls resolution, and I believe you had a particular question that you wanted to put out there for the fans. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you take this one.
Yeah, because end of the show, I just want to put it out there because we've been seeing a lot of it, and we're just playing fantasy, have fun as Bulls fans for a moment. Now, this isn't something where we're saying we want to see something happen. We're trying to cause division, or we're trying to pick one side or the other. I just want to see what y'all got to say if this did have to happen. And I've been seeing a lot about people talking about Zach Lavine does not want to be a Chicago Bull. Now, when it comes to me, I feel like, hey, we gave him the bag. There's no reason to trade him. He's playing well. We're right there. But at the end of the day, if we did have to depart one of our guys, we had to say, look, we got to get rid of one of them. It's going to be Zach. It's going to be DeMar. Who would you want it to be? And I'm going to say, as much as I love DeMar and what he's been doing for us, I would keep Zach. Now, I think Zach is DeMar and what DeMar can do for years to come. I don't think everybody can be what LeBron is. LeBron is doing something that we've never seen before. To see a guy still doing this year after year in his 30s, DeMar is showing us that he can do it too. But I don't think he can continue to do that for another 4 or 5 years. I think Zach can be a Bull for the next 10 years if we do it right. We put the right team around him. We continue to play well. I think that guy can end up being one of the best Bulls ever. I love what DeMar's done for us. I think he has really carried that counter for us, man. He helped get us back into contention and into relevancy. So I would never ever not be happy what he's done. But when it comes to choosing, I got to go with him. What you think?
Yeah, I will preface it by saying I don't want to see either of these guys moved.
We love them both, man.
Especially the way they playing of late. I think it's starting to come around and their chemistry is starting to get right. But with that being said, I'm with you. Lavine is the keeper. He's the younger guy. Yeah. And when you look at the makeup of this roster, this is a fast-paced, high up-tempo, high-energy team. And DeMar kind of slows that pace down a little bit. So if I had to pick just odd man out, I would swap him with somebody that maintains that pace.
Oh, we would do an incredibly awesome going away video and salute. Oh, man, when you came back, man, we love on you like a brother. I'm serious. If this had to happen, you would be treated. Yeah. You would. That man probably don't have to ever pay for dinner at some of these restaurants ever again. We love that man like that. If it had to happen, so. Yeah.
But man, God I know, willing, it doesn't. I'm not for that.
And look, please remember that, because this will probably be one of those clips we throw out there just to give y'all something to talk about and listen to us. No, we don't want it to happen. But if it had to happen, what would y'all want? Which one do y'all think? Are we wrong? Do y'all think we should stick with DeMar?
Yeah.
And I know we get to the end of
them comments.
Yeah, and I know we get to the end of the show, man. Upcoming schedule, man. Shoot, we was way off this time, man. I mean, because look, we were homers this week. We was believing that the sun was shining and the power was gonna be good, and got a little rough on us, man.
I wouldn't say we were way off though. We took 2 losses out of this rough schedule. We played Brooklyn, the Cavs. We played good.
Cavs twice, right?
I mean, the Cavs got us, but we beat Brooklyn and Philly. So to go 500 out of that stretch, I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at it because I didn't see us beating the Nets. We played really well against the Nets that night too, and I didn't see that coming. And that 76ers game without Embiid gave us a real big chance. So
we broke the Nets winning streak. We broke the Sixers home winning streak.
Yes, sir. I
Street
mean, then
busting.
not what we got the Jazz, we got the Celtics, the Wizards, the Thunder,
Yeah.
and the Warriors the next week.
So
I'm
yeah.
gonna go ahead and say that I think we can go 4-1 this week coming up, man. I think we can do it. I think we can go 4-1 this week. I think the only loss that see that us maybe getting could be that Celtics game because we've been owning them, and I think they tired of losing us. I think that's gonna be the toughest one. That's gonna be hard to get. But besides that, I think 4-1 this week.
Yeah. That's cool. And I'm gonna go ahead and just run back the schedule and the dates, even though you've already jumped into it. But yeah, it starts tonight with the Utah game. Hopefully it's a win, but we'll see. Then Monday we're at Boston. Definitely think that's a winnable game, but Boston is probably going to be chomping at the bits to get some revenge. But we 3-0 against them right now, so ain't no reason to be scared. And Wednesday at Washington. Washington is a sneaky team that we got to watch. They're right behind us in the 11th seed. They've surpassed Toronto. So they kind of own our ass. So that's definitely a game to watch. And if I recall right, I believe we split against them. They won one and we won one. So yeah, that's definitely gonna be a good win. And then Friday, we host OKC, and we all know we owe them one.
Yeah.
We owe them one from Thanksgiving weekend.
I think we're gonna blast them. I think that's gonna be a blowout. I'm predicting it.
I'm gonna go ahead and say winning streak. I'm gonna say this
5-0.
The winning streak starts 2 nights ago. I believe we keep it going. When we come back, that we will have 6-game winning streak.
Remember, I said in the next month, I think that we could be above 500.
Yeah, and I
really believe that.
I said don't judge this team to the end of January. I said when that schedule lightens up, see what happens.
Yeah, we had a tough schedule to start out, man. And that's the one thing that casual Bulls fans might not notice. Like it has been brutal. We've been playing not only some of the best teams, but some of the best teams at home. We're playing them in their building. So that makes it even tougher, you know.
I can't make this up. This is no exaggeration. The Bulls literally have had the toughest schedule out of the entire NBA to start the season. And we still in this thing. We have moved up. We have tied the Hawks for the 9th seed. And at this point right now, we're only about 2.5 games out of 8 and about 3.5 games out of 6. So here we come.
Right there.
Here we come. So yeah, things are looking up for our squad. And we hoping for the best. We hope next time we see you guys, we talking about a hell of a winning streak.
Hey, on my bull, man. Hey, if we missed anything, man, anything y'all like, let us know. We want to bring it up. We want to make sure that we're catering to the fans and giving y'all a little bit of what y'all think and making sure we're sticking to it. And we love y'all, man. Thank y'all for checking us out at On My Bull. You got anything before we get out of here, bro?
Yeah, I just want to tell the people before we get out of here, please drop us a like, share, subscribe, comment, talk to us. Tell us what you want to see. Tell us what you got, what you expect out of them in the next week.
Yes,
sir. And from us here at the On My Bull podcast, we love you and we out.
Chicago, drive slow, homie.
Yes, sir. Peace, Chicago. Love y'all.
Peace.